You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com. You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Learn more at wearelibertarians.com.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast on East Central Indiana's favorite podcast network, We Are Libertarians. This is episode number 126. We've decided to be Central Indiana's favorite podcast. I'm Jeremiah Morrill. Today I'm joined by co-host Dakota Davis and our favorite third wheel, Mark Brim.
Yes.
Third wheel. You've been promoted. Wow. Today's episode, as Jeremiah mentioned, features apparently our favorite third wheel and add-on.
Or wheel man.
I'm your Tony Randall, right? Like, it's like, we need someone, Mark's
last time I think I called you our fan favorite, Mark Brim.
Fan favorite?
Yeah.
You are among the fans' favorites.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah.
You're a mogul, media mogul.
A medium,
You're
yes.
in the industry.
Oh yeah.
Your episodes do extremely well for us.
I'm an influencer.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Mark, as the Facebook live stream says, about trucks, beer, and county politics.
Ooh.
Which is, all the things that
Ice cream show,
men
too.
should discuss, right?
Yes.
The last time you were here, we hit the post.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult without producer Chris here to do that.
That's true.
That's going to be
Dust
very
on the
problematic.
Bottle. I think we did some David
I
Lee
love
Murphy.
Dust on the Bottle.
That's a great song.
And we had some dreamsicles because you had a.
Oh, that was actually the time before last.
Was it?
Yeah, that was April. That was because last time I was here was July, I believe.
Okay.
And April was the dreamsicles, and then I remember that night I went through a town and got pulled over on the way home. I don't dwell on this. I don't harp on this. I don't talk about this.
But it's the landmark of your life, of what's happened to you.
It was April, I believe, 15th or 16th.
So this show is about our lives in rural Indiana, as you can tell. It's going to be about Mark's life tonight, too. We're here to push your boundaries, make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh. But hopefully you will always learn something new. So we just took a ride. If you're listening to the podcast, you can go find our Facebook page, facebook.com/BossHogOfLiberty, and there's a little 3-minute video. The three of us piled into the front of Mark's Chevy. He's talked about it. The very first
school,
time.
like riding three across the bench. Yeah.
I said, when was the last time you had that much man in your truck?
There's a lot of man in my truck. I don't think I've ever had that much man in my truck.
That had to be a lot.
Yeah.
It was a squeeze.
It was a magical moment. We cruised through downtown. I felt like it was summer of '99 again.
Yeah, you were cruising broad, really.
Yeah.
Which used to be a thing, Dakota.
That was a thing
back in the day. Do you remember this?
So I've heard.
You never did this.
I've heard about it. I've never experienced it myself. Now we have the Broad Street Cruising.
Right, that's a play.
Once they organize, it's not.
Yeah,
we used to have that in Richmond, where people would go downtown. Richmond's Main Street had recently opened up in 1999. It recently opened up. Every kid from Wayne County would cruise down Richmond's Main Street. It would be packed. And so the response to this was cops coming to shut this down.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking, if you have a
Stick it to the man, Mark.
if you have a struggling Main Street, and every kid in town is there throughout the weekend, maybe do something like about that. Make it. Yeah.
So that's the reason
Sounds like
why
a lot of carbon emissions, though.
in the middle of the night we can't turn left onto Broad Street from certain streets in this town
really?
because of what they used to do 20 years ago, cruising Broad.
What you did, what your generation did.
Yeah, it was my people.
Yeah.
We used to go
Gen Xers.
We used to come up the hill to downtown and then go out past the Martin Tire, which is about where there's a church there now at 16th Street. And then you go turn around and then you come back and do it again. And then you would just talk to everybody along the way and drive real slow. So it would take you about 15, 20 minutes to go 4 blocks.
That's a great thing, though. Doing the left.
And then you'd go down and turn around and do it again.
Did they discourage
It
this?
surprises me. It surprises me that you are so on board with this, because you
I'm on board with this.
You are the type of person who gets really irritated by. I could see you just being super irritated with the fact that you're trying to get through
kids and
downtown.
traffic.
And it takes you 15 minutes to go
Well,
4 blocks.
It might be different here in Newcastle. My argument with Richmond was they were upset because kids in their cars were tying up Main Street. Now, for 30 years prior to this, it was a promenade. There was no street there. It was tied up for 30 years. They opened the street up, and then they're mad that people can't. The town is purposely built for people to circumnavigate Main Street. And so if there are a bunch of young people downtown, they could have done something to cater to that, to infuse life into downtown. But instead they said, no, get the hell out of here. But I'm viewing this through the lens of an 18-year-old. As a 36-year-old, I'd probably get pissed off. So Dakota's right.
Memories will tell you that. So
speaking of, and we'll get to your questions in a minute. Speaking of,
it's okay. The internet's gone down, so we're just killing time at this point. This will still all be in the podcast.
This will be in the podcast, so
but the video may be questionable tonight.
Cruising and stuff. I'm coming in 38 into Newcastle. I don't know if this is new or I just never noticed it. But right as I'm coming into Newcastle, there's like a little ice cream place. You wouldn't notice it. There was no sign really.
Yeah,
it just said dairy. I think there was a sign that said dairy, and I saw some people. What is this? Where did this come from? Has it always been there?
It's been there for a while.
Oh,
I don't know exactly how long, but it's been there for a while. Dakota is rebuilding the video feed. It is working. It's broadcasting and it's pushing out. I don't know what happened. He'll explain it to us in a minute. But we kind of went small and went to the corner, but it's back again. We got accused of having Frontier Internet because our thing went to crap. Dakota, what happened? Are we missing Guffey?
Yeah, we're missing Guffey. This happened last week too. So
OBS is troubling.
Yeah.
Is this because we can't do updates?
I don't know. My computer, it says that that I'm running a version of Windows that no longer is supported.
Mm-hmm.
But it also will not let me update because the CPU from Intel is blocking the updates for some reason.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
It says that they're not compatible and they're working on a fix, but they said that it would be available mid to late August, which is here.
We're pretty much late August now at this point.
It's not been fixed yet.
Okay.
Checked today.
You're probably going to have to buy a new computer.
Just buy a new one.
Zach Burcham says it's the Highway 38 Dairy. Their food's posted on Facebook. It looks delicious. He's never been there before. But,
so this is recommended on the way out of town.
You could try it. I mean, I personally would go
I've never noticed it before.
I would personally go to the dairy in Hagerstown if I had to choose. But,
yeah.
Because that's a family business.
I've still never been to Weenie World.
Oh, my God.
I've never been to Weenie World.
Mark, we're going to Weenie World after this.
World.
We may be going to Weenie World after for a photo op and maybe a little bit of ice cream.
Yeah.
You don't have the hat?
I love them.
The hat?
There's a hat.
The
spinning, like the multicolored
a couple times
spinning
this
hat.
summer, I thought past summer, I thought maybe I'll go to Weenie World, but then I didn't.
Chris Guffey has been making me diet. So
why is he making you diet?
Something
really quickly. We're gonna say thank you to all of the Patreon folks. Boss Hog of Liberty.
You haven't done that yet?
No, we had the thing break. We got to say thank you to Chris Bilbrey, Christy Avery, John Phillips, and Craig DaCosta. Those guys all donate $50 or more a month, and you make this show happen. Along with
Christopher Bilbrey donates more.
Absolutely. He's listed first.
That's why he's first.
Lovey. And we want to welcome new Patreon member, Chris Lamb. Thank you very much. I think this is the first week Chris has been on board.
It is.
So that is awesome. We appreciate it. You guys get extra bonus content. This show is free. It's always been free. It's supported by the Patreon folks. There's no such thing as a free lunch, but you get a little something extra if you join the Patreon side. So there's a little 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it went tonight, but you find out where Dakota's missing sock went.
Mm-hmm.
And the story of how Jeremiah bought a bike. And you could be first in line to buy one of our vehicles.
Mm-hmm. And we also found out who shot JR.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah. Also,
JR Cash?
God.
So young.
Damn it.
So young.
Well, that was a Johnny Cash reference. I don't think
the Dallas reference, and then you got it wrong.
Yeah. Fail.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention to that.
Now we know who's buying at Weenie World. So,
as long as you're giving plugs, I would like to say for all your pasture poultry needs, be sure to visit farmerbrad.com.
Farmerbrad.com/bosshog.
Right.
Your chicken water. Yes.
And he has a stand now too. So,
so
look out, LNK.
I follow
Farmer Brad's coming for your ass.
Well, you can buy your beef at LNK and your poultry at Farmer Brad.
Exactly.
I follow Farmer Brad on the YouTube and as well as on Facebook. And you know what? There's just something about I don't have chickens. I've never had chickens. I don't have a produce stand or anything like that. But there's something about the videos like that he produces that are still a good watch.
I would say if you're going to visit Farmer Brad's YouTube channel, you would need to watch the anti-mating apron demonstration video where he puts the anti-mating apron on himself.
It's a chastity belt.
It's
for
a chastity belt for sheep.
For sheep.
Oh,
For
Yeah,
sheep.
for sheep. And
Yeah.
it's
He farms all species.
Yes, all species. He has giraffes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
hmm.
So, yeah.
Are they a good market animal?
They are. They're great at the farmer's market. The burgers.
You can get like for 4 days off a neck.
Yeah.
All right. So Farmer Brad may be getting an order as well. We put this in the show notes for us, and it's going to be a loose show tonight. It's going to be a very loose show tonight. We have no producer, but Mason Rottinghouse, our intern, is back at Purdue. He's on campus this week
Is that
at
my
school.
cute
You can go over there and turn your mic on. We'll be ready for you in a second. But Mason is looking for gift baskets, notes, cards, cookies, but not real. I don't want him to have cookies because he's trying to work out with the rest of the Boss Hog crew. So don't send him any cookies. But Kay Kronk in the Patreon group said that she was thinking maybe she was going to, it was taking everything in her soul to not order him a Farmer Brad chicken water and have it sent to the dorm.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Please do that,
It
Kay
would be
Kronk.
it would be the greatest
Do it.
thing. So I've got we've got a report. We told Mason that he needed to give us an update from campus. So this is unedited. Mason recorded this yesterday and sent it over. Guffey's replacement, a guy named Dakota, is going to press play, and we're going to pray that this works.
It's 1 minute and 44 seconds.
All right.
So
we may
be
talk
ready.
through it just because he's not good at conversation now. He's gone backwards. Mason.
Supposed to let you know how my first week of college is going up here.
He's out
in
of breath.
Northern Henry County,
That sounds
Purdue
intense.
University. Day 2 in the classes. I think I've already read half of a chemistry book.
He thinks.
Biology exam in like a week and a half. It is what it is, but I started trying to shed some pounds like all the other members of the podcast, and it was rough. I biked 15 miles and ran 2, and that's probably the most I've ran in a combined 5 years.
He was an athlete in high school.
But like when I was walking there, I heard this loud, annoying noise in my ear, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And I look over, and sure enough, the all-female dorm, alarm's going off. Somebody doesn't know how to cook, which is a shame because it's an all-female dorm. I don't understand that. But somebody was raised wrong. Don't know where they're supposed to be, but
A long college experience for him.
went and worked out. Chemistry sucks. Biology sucks. I do like micro-econ with Kelly Blanchard, a girl, but still single.
The highlight is still single.
2 school days in. So, I'll keep you updated on my love life.
Yes, please
Pretty
do.
much non-existent.
Surprise.
But that's about it. What's up?
So
Wow.
can we just point out that
Wow.
We need to send that kid a microphone.
yeah, Mr. Rottinghouse, his cadence sounds very similar to what a defeated Chase Payton might sound.
So
Yeah, he sounds like he's being held prisoner.
he sounds like
this
he
is
did
the
not
tape to
want to
his
go.
family.
He's in pharmacy school. That was the second day of his second year.
That was it, second day.
So you can mail Mason your get well soon cards. I don't know. Your applications to be Mason's girlfriend, your recipes that he can pass out to the girls at the dorm that started the fire. Mason Rottinghouse, attention intern, First Street Tower, room E414, 1250 First Street, so 1250, and then it becomes First Street, West Lafayette, Indiana, 47906. And as you heard, he thinks that is Northern Henry County still. He doesn't think he's ever left Henry County.
He's never left Henry County, according to him.
So our boys back in school. We were supposed to have Chase join us tonight, but it didn't happen.
I saw Chase Sunday. So
Yeah, you asked him
He's
to
alive.
what's up. You had him help you move furniture, but I never got a
did.
phone call.
I only needed one other person.
You just needed one.
I just needed one. And
I was busy anyway, so
I
it's
still have
fine.
a bunch of my books from school which is what he's getting ready to start doing. So I texted him and told him that I had a bunch of books that I.
Oh, you tricked him.
I told
I
said,
have all these books, and by the way,
like,
we got some heavy furniture to move.
I said I have all these books. This is a couple weeks ago, and he was like, "How much do you want for them?" And I just said, "How about you just come help me move my furniture?" And
there you go.
He did. He answered the call whenever it came through, and he came and he helped, and he took the books and he left. And we had a good discussion about what he can expect to being a first-year apprentice.
Did you have any mimosas or anything on a Sunday morning?
No, I can't drink. I'm on pager duty.
Even on a Sunday morning, you're on pager duty.
Yeah. Well,
My God.
Listen. That Sunday morning, I got called out at 1:30 in the morning, and I was in Atlanta, Indiana. I don't know if you know where that is.
That is up in Hamilton County, or Noblesville area, right?
It's very north of. It's the very north end of Hamilton.
Yeah, it's like Sheridan area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
listen, man, my life has been tiny little map dots in Indiana for 20 years.
I know it has. I figured you would know, but I was there until 7:30 that morning, and then I got home about 8:45, and Chase showed up at 9:30. It was a long day, and then my body got moving, and I never got tired. I never took a nap, and I should have, because I felt it Monday morning at the gym.
Just a little cranky.
Yeah.
So you and Chris you're in the second week of your workout program.
Week 2.
Friday, you guys didn't answer the bell. You had to cancel on Friday.
Had to cancel Friday.
And so you guys went Saturday morning instead.
Yeah. And
is this a 7-day week deal? Do you go Fridays and Saturdays normally and Sundays, or
no,
what's the plan?
It's usually just Monday through Friday. But however, last week we discovered how much we enjoyed taking Friday off.
Yeah.
Especially because of the podcast. We don't get home till late. So we're doing that again
now.
This week.
You're 8 days in. You have abs? Are you?
No, I'm more than 8 days in.
Yeah. I mean, are you peak fitness now? Are you good?
This is what peak male performance looks like. You might not like it, but this.
So, what time do you go there?
We start working out at 5:15 in the morning. Yeah.
Wow, that's dedication.
Yeah. Well,
and why? Why do this?
Same logic that you have. You run in the mornings, and you know as well as I do that if you're not going and doing it by 5:30 in the morning, it's just not going to happen.
No.
Yeah. There's just too much stuff that can happen at the end of the day. And we found out today that there's stuff that can happen in the morning too, because I got called out at the gym this morning.
You got called into work while you were in work. How quickly do you have to answer? Do you have to drop everything and go, or can you be like, okay, I'm coming. Just let me finish lifting this heavy stuff? It depends on the situation.
It's kind of my own personal thing is like based on the call, I know if there's customers out. So if there's customers out, I like, take for instance, Tuesday night, there were all the storms, and I had to call at Lapel, and knew it was going to be a long one.
Which is not close.
This is not close, no. Especially with all the road construction.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And so I was in the middle, I just finished making dinner, and I just dropped what I was doing and changed my clothes and headed that way, and I called him and told him I'm an hour and 5 minutes away. Tried to call other people that are closer first, and they did. Somebody got out there, but
you got to turn around and go home then.
No, I didn't.
You still had to go anyway.
Well, it's a very complicated situation.
All right. So you've been doing this. So you guys both gave my name to the gym that you joined.
Oh, we did.
And my phone won't stop ringing with them trying to give me my 7-day free pass.
So you're part of this? Are going to be part of this? Or not interested in being part of this?
I'm wavering.
Yeah.
I don't know that I have the 7 a.m. commitment. And the problem with joining a gym is that they want you to join and sign up for a year.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can decide in a week.
That's how they make their money. People sign up, but they don't show up.
Right. And that's where I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do that. So I've said, okay, I'm going to slowly and gracefully, I have a treadmill at home. So I said, all right, I'm going to start to participate in this damn thing. Cade's doing it. Cade's at the gym. He's not working out with Chris and Dakota, but he's taking pictures of them across the way.
We see them occasionally. You see him occasionally, yes.
So he goes. So I said, all right, the last 2 mornings I have dusted off my treadmill and turned it on, and there's a little Roku so I can watch the morning news, and I've spent 20 to 30 minutes on the treadmill moving and sweating and starting.
I will
starting the
say
day.
that I like working out with someone way more, especially lifting weights. However, being on the treadmill, I miss just popping in my headphones and watching YouTube videos. So
See, that's
sorry,
what I can
Chris.
do.
I might have to just start ignoring Chris.
I've got the Roku, and I can watch YouTube TV. I can watch YouTube. I can do whatever I want to. And mine, it's actually pretty cool. I bought it like 6 years ago, and I forgot it had all these cool settings. That, you can program it in and say, okay, I want to do this or I want to achieve that. And it's got like 10 different inclines, and it's got all kinds of different speeds. So it works cool. And then there's a Bowflex that Sarah used to use to put her makeup on. She just sit down, and it's in front of a mirrored door. So
nice.
that's what the Bowflex does. It's a bench in the third spare room.
With the Roku, there is an entire channel that you can get on there that's nothing but Gumby.
I think you've mentioned this before.
Yeah.
Are you?
I highly recommend the Gumby. The Gumby channel.
Do you have to subscribe to the Gumby channel, or is it just it's free?
It's just free.
They just give themselves
I
away.
wouldn't pay for Gumby.
Really? Nothing?
Right.
You wouldn't even give your Aldi quarter?
No.
Where do you shop?
Where do I shop?
Do you go to the grocery at all?
No.
You don't have. This is Mrs. Brim does
Yeah,
this.
yeah. She does that.
Where does she go?
I think Aldi. I don't know.
Yeah.
Aldi, Meyer. I don't know. One of those places.
I mean,
Places. So my wife goes to Aldi. She goes to Meyer. She researches. She does the best deal. I go to the local supermarket that I can walk to, where it's like $17 for a gallon of milk.
right.
I'm not going to mention the name of this place.
You value your time.
It's Needlers. But yeah, that's where
Audrey will split
Did
between.
it used to be a Marsh?
used to be a Marsh. Now
Yeah.
it's Needlers.
Needlers.
But I'm always one behind on the name. When it was Low Bills, I called it Cox's IGA. When it was Marsh, I called it Low Bills. And now it's Needlers, I call it Marsh. I'm a little bit behind.
Catching up.
Yeah.
Audrey also alternates between Aldi. She gets a few things at Aldi, but there's certain things they don't have, so she has to go to Kroger. If I do the grocery shopping, I just go to Kroger because they have that app, and you can just put your list on the app, and it sorts it by aisle and location, so it knows the most convenient route through the store. And I love that.
Our Walmart is getting redone.
It's amazing.
So our Walmart is a total and complete disaster right now. It's pure chaos. Do you want to go grab some cups for that, or are we just going to be like men
I
and
can
go
grab
back
cups.
and forth?
Yeah, we should probably pour it.
Is it a
Yeah.
super? Do you have a super Walmart?
We have a
in this
super
town? You have
Walmart
a super
here.
Walmart.
And the 1 minute, like in the Patreon, I talked about buying a bicycle. We looked at bikes a week or two before, and we said, okay, we're going to pick one of these bikes, and then all of the bike accessories were the next aisle over. All of a sudden, they're 4 aisles over.
Yep.
And we couldn't find any of the stuff. Any of the stuff that was supposed to be there was all missing. Completely gone. But we have very few grocery stores. We're a community of 50,000 people, in Henry County, 20,000 in Newcastle, 50,000 in the county, and we have 4 grocery stores. We have a Kroger, a Walmart, an Aldi, and the Harvest Market,
Yeah,
which is a
now,
local thing.
I love the Harvest.
The Harvest Market, yeah.
that's my favorite.
They got a good meat counter in there.
Yeah,
That's your kind of place.
that's my kind of place. I love the Harvest Market. Yeah.
So, we don't have a lot of options. So we generally spread our stuff around between Aldi and either Kroger or Walmart, depending upon what other items have to be picked up.
Now, I
the
don't wanna-
staple items are Aldi.
I don't want to brag because this really isn't a grocery store, but I just want to say Richmond, and I've looked this up on YouTube. People actually go to Richmond just because of this. They make the pilgrimage. We have a Kmart still.
You do.
We have a Kmart and people actually now there's a growing YouTube, like a bunch of YouTube channels where people seek out these things, and there's people
And-
who go to Richmond
and
just to see our super Kmart.
You run the Kmart Facebook page, don't you? Announcing specials for them?
I am very curious. God's honest truth, it's not me, but there's a Kmart page that says Kmart Richmond. It's on Facebook. Has to be a troll. But I don't know. Maybe not. If it's genuinely Kmart, that's hilarious. And if it's a troll who's regularly posting fake Kmart ads, that's even more hilarious. And it's not even a fan page.
I would just
this is a
announce-
personal profile page.
I would just announce
you
the.
can't even like it.
No, you can't like it. You have to be friends,
friends with the
Kmart.
Kmart.
And I don't know if this is true or not. But they do it so regularly.
$9.99 jeans this week, everybody.
It's Kmart Richmond is the name of it, and I have no clue. In the posts, let's see here. Just today, hot days are going to cool off into the week. Great shopping days. I mean, I don't, and it's all misspelled. School days. Are you ready for the school days? Like, is this? I don't know if this is real or not.
Dakota, what are you working on over here, buddy?
I mean, this is a level of dedication. On this
I have a beer here from Sour Note Brewing up in Hammond, Indiana.
Yes.
And I got this a year ago. Whenever I bought it, it was
That's generally how you get beers, is you buy them.
Yeah, I bought it. I bought it a year ago at the brewery. This was the last one of the Cherry Dreams, and they had been aging it for a year prior to me buying it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. You want to age a beer around 60 degrees Fahrenheit temperature.
Wherever do you find a place to keep something at 60 degrees?
The dirt.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're gonna. This is dirt beer.
So you stick this in a Ziploc baggie.
It doesn't look dirty, so you put it in a bag.
I put it in a bag.
In a protective cellophane wrapper.
I vacuum sealed it with a drinking straw in my mouth. I sucked all the air out of the baggie, sealed it up.
There are other ways to do that.
I don't have a vacuum sealer.
I've got one at my house. You're welcome at my house most nights.
I'm not driving 15 minutes to use your vacuum sealer.
It's 3 minutes from your office.
This was a year ago, so it doesn't matter. And it wasn't actually quite a year ago, but it was, yeah.
Anyway.
So.
Was it last winter? Chicago? Was this in March? Was this 4 months ago?
No, it was the...
Did you have to go back to your old house and dig it up?
No, it
Did you
was...
sneak in under the cover of darkness with flashlight?
It was before that. So it was actually a couple months after the four of us had taken our Chicago trip.
Yes.
And we stopped at Sour Note Brewing, and that was whenever I first started discovering sours. So we made a little stop there. We didn't actually drink any of the beer inside of the brewery.
So are you going to open this, or are you just going to keep shaking it up?
Well, there's
sediment in there that you're worried
There's sediment because there's real fruit in it, which is why it's good for aging.
I'll give you the Grace Yinger bottle opener.
Okay.
So when did you dig this up?
On August the 7th. It's been in my refrigerator with a do not drink piece of tape on the top.
And how did you find this again? Did you mark where it was at? Did you know?
Was there a GPS location?
Well, and see, I didn't actually dig it until we moved to the new house. And I got the hole because I dug up a laundry post, like an old clothesline.
Okay.
So it's like 4 feet down in the ground.
Conveniently, you already had a hole.
Yeah, it's 4 feet down the ground. It's not going to freeze. And then I just shoved the dirt back over top of it. And
this is what you're supposed. These are the instructions: buy this beer and bury it.
Yeah. Well, no, I found it.
It's like you're a Catholic trying to sell a house. Except you did it with a beer.
I found the beer aging instructions. If you don't have a cellar, climate controlled cellar, I found those on a forum.
How did you get it back out? Postal diggers?
Well, I put the post back on top of it before I filled it back in with dirt.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew it was there, and then I just had to dig out around it and then pull it back up.
There you go.
Can you do this with anything? Can I put a Yingling down in the ground?
Well, I don't know, because the reason that I tried it with the sour is because the sours, there's a lot of active fermentation that's always happening inside them because of the live fruit and then the bacteria that they add into the brewing mixture.
Gotcha.
And it ferments that fruit, and that's what gives it that tangy, sour taste. So when you age it, that just goes on for much longer, and you can age sours much longer than you can an average beer because of the amount of, I think it's lactic acid that is produced. Somebody's going to correct me.
It's
folic acid.
It's lactating.
It's folic acid
Lactating.
that comes out of the sours being fermented.
I hope people are taking notes.
Yeah.
There's a lot here. There's a lot to this. So what are we waiting for at this point?
Well, I've got all the sediment off the bottom.
You don't want to just shake it up, though, because this is going to be fermented.
Well, and see, this is my first time ever doing this, so I really don't know what to expect.
History. Has this ever happened before on this or on any podcast ever?
I look at how
it's like we're candling it. Can you tell? Or is there a baby chicken there?
Look at that.
Yeah, it is. It is chunks. It looks like something I threw up on my bachelor party in Nashville. Actually,
Yep. We're gonna try it though. It's Cherry Dreams. It's made with real cherries. and it's still hopefully.
I'm all about it. Are you into the fruity beers, or are you just like a Budweiser man, Mark?
I like a little bit of everything.
He likes craft beers. I've seen him.
You like anything that's free?
I've seen
like
him
anything
at
that's free.
The old Norris English pub.
I need to get back there sometime. I love Norris.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
Now, here we go.
It's spewing everywhere. It's all over the floor. It got exciting for a moment.
That is the.
Put your tongue on it. It's going away. We're losing it. Build a dam, everybody. We're losing it. We're losing the patient. This is not good. Mark has run away. Dakota has he's spilled the beer on the floor. It's oh man. You better drink some of that before it spills away. Put your mouth on it.
But this is a good sign.
It's very alive.
Yeah, this means that it for the past
Pour me some before you lose it.
for the past 2 years it has continued to ferment.
Yeah.
I looked this up online.
This is exciting. Half of it's on the floor, but it's great. It's doing very well.
I looked this up online, and people were saying it's hit or miss. Depends on how the brewery sealed the bottle, because the instructions, and I didn't know this whenever I did it, says that
our guest Mark is on his hands and knees cleaning up the floor.
you should preferably.
Just trying to do my part here. I know you leased this space, and this floor is...
It's brand new. I apologize.
Zach Bertram says there goes the security deposit. Farmer Brad is worried that you're going to go blind. Christy thinks that you should have had a cup ready, Dakota. He did have cups ready. He just doesn't know how to react. The bottle's empty.
Listen, I put it on the floor so that it wouldn't get on my pants and on the tablecloth.
It's on your knees.
Just one knee.
Sour No Brewing. Golden Ace, bottled on 8/7/17. Keep cold, drink fresh. We didn't do that. We put it in the dirt instead.
Yeah, well, they're always going to say drink fresh on them.
All right.
We're going to try it.
All right. So I'm drinking out of my Mr. and Mrs. Morrill cup.
Wow,
you've been
smells funky.
You've been smuggling beer for years, and I have 2 ounces of it to try. We couldn't get more of this if we wanted to.
Nope.
We could wring those towels out.
Yeah, that's our one chance.
It's gone forever.
This is the,
All right, Mark, what do you think?
there's an oaky aftertone.
That's because of the faux oak floor that it was just on.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And a smooth finish. Yes.
It is very flat. It's obviously it's not flat because we saw the bubbles, but
I just got a chunk. But
Wow.
it's a good chunk.
it's it's fruity. It's sour, which is what it makes that sour note. It's a sour beer. Would you order this again, Mark? Or would you go, no, give me a Budweiser?
Listen, if I was selling this bottle, I would have sold it for probably $35 to $40.
There's a lot of labor in it.
Actual retail price was
Probably 8.
8.
8 to 10, yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
It's kind of like a mead.
Maybe.
It's kind of like a mead.
It
Yeah.
tastes just like a mead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
It's-
probably order this if the price were right.
If this was $9 for a glass in a brew pub,
No.
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 If this was $6 in a glass in a brew pub,
Best I could do is $4.50.
or you'd do $4.50.
Yeah, I'd do $4.50.
All right.
I would too.
What if you go into a bar? What are you paying for a drink? Are you going dollar beer night, or are you going is $3 or $4 okay?
I do, yeah, $3 or $4 because I go out so rarely. Yeah, $3 or $4.
Okay. All right.
Now, if you go out to my house, I've never refilled the hole for the...
Nobody break your ankle in his yard.
Yeah, and the post is still in there. I just lifted it back up in there whenever I got done because I don't have a place to put that freaking thing.
It's ready for
It's
another beer to
gigantic.
go down in there.
You put it in your trash can.
Yeah. Mark's got the right
There
idea.
you go.
Yeah. Well, it's been raining so much that the amount of dirt that I pulled out of it has just kind of like it's dissipated into the yard now.
Have you seen the amount of dirt in my yard?
Yeah. From the sewer problems.
Yeah, it looks like I've got
Different issues.
It
Mine
looks
was
like
more,
I've buried,
mine's more fun.
buried an army regiment in my front yard.
This is very interesting. I'm glad I did the experiment. I don't know that I'll do it again. Interesting note: you cannot age goses like this.
What the hell is a gosa?
What?
A lot of people think that gosas and sours are the exact same thing because they're both very sour beers. But gosas are sours that are also brewed with sea salt added, which gives you that nice, sharp, bitter aftertaste that you taste. Like you get that sour as it's going down, but then you get the bitter in the back. It's really nice. I like gosas more, but you can't age them like this because of the reaction with the sodium or the table salt that's added to it.
Dun, dun, dun.
It won't allow the fermentation to keep active. So there we go. Yeah,
The more you know.
and beer chemistry.
So we rode before the show. We rode along with Mark Brim in his truck. And Mark, you
nice lap around the block.
we took a lap around the beautiful
It's
courthouse. here in
available
Henry
on
County.
Facebook if you go to the Boss Hog Liberty page.
And then if you go onto your YouTube page, you have another square body video that you just posted this week.
You know, it really took the wind out of my sails. It was a square body meetup. We had 180. I say we. I don't really. It's
The group.
It's a.
Are you their president? Are you their leader?
I am none of those things aside from just kind of a goofball with a camera. But there's a family who's like they are the kings of everything. They build it, and it's a whole family that likes this. Like I can't imagine. You take a husband, wife, and children that all like the same thing. That's great. Like I don't think my kids would ever share in my. But so it's great, and they did this. They put this together. They made this happen. 189 square bodies, and I do a little video of it. I put it on my YouTube channel. Within a couple days, 600 views, and I say, look at this. I feel creatively fulfilled that I participated in something that I enjoyed thoroughly with the best made vehicle, that being the 73 through 87 Chevrolet pickup truck, all gathered at the Wayne County Fairgrounds. It was a festival of joy and love, and I put this video together, and I put it on YouTube, and I'm feeling good about myself because I made this video, and there's nothing like it, a square body meetup, and I feel good. I'm riding this high for a few days, and then today, all of a sudden, what do I see but a video on YouTube that says square body meetup in Georgia?
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, oh, well, someone did the same thing I did. How many views they got? I wonder if they got 600 views. I click on it, it has 15,700 views.
Well, yeah, but yours has been up for 2 days.
Took the wind out of my sail.
How long has theirs been up?
About as long as mine has been up.
Maybe you need to start a second channel. You need to start a square body channel.
Square body channel.
So
Yeah, but it was a great event, and my goodness, originally I thought, when I bought mine, I thought, I really love these trucks. Wouldn't it be funny if there was like a group that was like the Model T Club of America, except it was just square bodies? Well, that exists everywhere, and people love them, and it's huge.
and they're loved.
They're loved, and this was a great event. If you haven't seen it, of course, you could go to my channel, Mark Brim, on YouTube, and the video's there. And there was such an amazing array of trucks. And what's great about these trucks compared to any other kind of classic cars, you can do anything with it. And everyone respects that. You can lower them, you can raise them. They're like Legos, these trucks. There's so many of them made. You can do practically. There was hot rods. There was trucks with all kinds of fancy LED crap. There was all original trucks. It was just amazing, and the things you can do with these vehicles, wild.
So your new idea, your next idea, you have an original plan.
I do have an original. Yes, I did through some online videos that I've watched over the years.
You sent one to me.
Well, actually, I'll tell you what I discovered recently, unrelated to this.
Okay.
And for the people listening, I will connect these dots.
Is this going to be about your prostate exam?
It is. I will tell you about it. And I appreciate you for conducting that exam.
In the next Patreon's segment, you'll get the video.
We missed the story I wanted you to tell in the Patreon segment.
Oh, I can bring that back up too at some point. The truck was involved in that, but so I will deviate from this and tell you on YouTube. I discovered if you type in on YouTube Don Giller, this is a person who lives in New York City who has, I guess, OCD or something, and he decided from 1980 up until 2015 to record on a VHS player every single thing David Letterman ever did.
Everything from Dave.
Everything from Dave.
Every episode.
He just
They're
did.
all just on there on VHS.
It's like he knew YouTube would be invented someday, and he's putting this.
And he shares them all on the YouTube.
Daily. He uploads, and let's say there's an actor.
He's just sitting in his basement.
Pick an actor you think would be on Letterman. An actor you like.
Gosh. Richard Pryor.
Okay. If you type in, and maybe not, of course, he's nowhere near done with this project of putting this stuff on YouTube, and he hasn't been flagged for anything yet because Worldwide Pants doesn't.
How do you spell Don Keller?
Giller, Giller. So anyways, so Richard Pryor, for instance, he would basically what he does is he puts this in a compilation. So it would just be everything
of all the Richard Pryor on.
It's a YouTube video of everything.
47,000 subscribers.
And he does compilations. So I looked up a compilation that he recently put up, which was a 7-part series. I was up pretty late at night doing it, which was everything.
Some of your best work finding what this guy has done.
This guy is amazing. Maybe a little scary. And so it was everything David Letterman, Johnny Carson, where the two of them were together either on the Tonight Show or on the Late Show. And
every time they work together,
every time they were on screen together.
And there's an episode where,
and there's several episodes where they reference David Letterman's red truck. There's several segments, and then there's an episode of the Tonight Show where Johnny Carson actually shows the audience a picture of David Letterman's red truck in front of his house, and then
in Malibu, California.
Then he steals the truck and then brings it out onto the Tonight Show stage, and he says, "David Letterman, here's your truck."
He's trying to shame him.
Yeah, and then the curtains go up, and there's a 1973 Fleet-side half-ton, 8-foot bed square body pickup, and then
Dave goes on to tell everybody that he bought this brand new.
He bought this. Well, he doesn't there. He just mentions it's his truck that he's had. Well, then in 2014, he's got the Count Customs car guy on, and he mentions he still has this truck that he bought brand new in Indianapolis in 1973. He's since had it restored, and I thought, David Letterman owns a square body. I need to get in contact with David Letterman, because how many people have only wanted to talk to David Letterman about his truck?
You're probably the one.
And I seem to have one of the few YouTube channels that mainly just talks about square bodies. I need to get a hold of David Letterman. We need to talk about his truck. Maybe like earlier we did, he could give me a ride in it. But that was an idea I had for a minute, and then I thought,
and you said, "Well, I'd never know how to get a hold of Dave." And
I don't know how to get a hold of Dave.
I gave you 3 to 4 ways to get a hold of Dave.
Yeah.
And
what's the best way? What's the best way to get?
I think you go to Muncie and you mail a letter and put it in the mailbox for letters to Dave.
Yeah,
in Dave's alley. A handwritten note.
A handwritten note.
Yeah.
Hold on. This guy, this Don Giller.
Yeah.
He is uploading videos like crazy.
Yeah. This is an amazing channel. He has done a great archive of just David Letterman.
He has got a video that he posted 23 hours ago. Another one he posted 19 hours ago. Another one he posted 6 hours ago. And then another one he posted 2 hours ago.
I mean,
and they are all a minimum of 1 hour long. So it's not like he's just playing around.
This is amazing. He is so, I was reading about this guy, David Letterman people ask him, consult with him about stuff, because he has the most comprehensive archive.
Yeah, he has the archives. So they're not going to tell him to take it
down.
And nobody else has it. He probably has the only copy of the stuff. And it's in his basement.
Yep. In his apartment in New York City. Because I watched, he uploaded a video that was a report of him and what he does. So it's a fascinating channel if you're into that kind of thing. But then also...
What are we playing here, Dakota? Set this up. Set up this clip of this clip.
Richard Pryor.
Oh,
there you go. There you go. So, yeah.
Welcome back to our little program we do for you here Monday through Thursday.
This is really unnecessary.
Glad you're here with us tonight. You ready, Paul? Yeah. It's a pleasure to finally welcome our first guest to this show. He is often called the funniest comedian of our time, and he can currently be seen in a brand new motion picture entitled Critical Condition. Please say hello to and welcome Richard Pryor.
So the reason I brought up Richard Pryor is we were all talking before the mics went on. I've been listening to Joe Rogan, and he had a couple of interviews this last couple of weeks. He had Dan Crenshaw on, which was okay until Dan started talking, and I realized he was the one guy that thought George Bush in 2003 were perfectly appropriate, and they were exactly right. Yeah. He's like the neocon. The ultimate neocon. But
God, is he handsome though?
Oh yeah,
he's a really good-looking guy.
He's fun. He's our age.
Huh?
Have you ever seen his false eye?
No.
He's 35.
It's got a.
We are so derailed.
The emblem of the Navy SEALs on it.
Ooh.
It's blue. It's got of the flag, like the Navy SEAL flag, and then it's got the.
That's kind of nice, but I would choose one that looked just like my other eye if I had to choose.
So Rogan,
he wears an eye patch. So
Rogan had him on, but he also had Jim Gaffigan on, the Indiana comic, and they were talking about podcasts and the long form, and Rogan was saying how he'd never want to do James Corden or Letterman or Leno or any of those types of shows because you get cut off too fast.
Yeah,
and he was talking about how podcasts would be amazing, and it went into Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder and saying, what if we had podcasts of those guys just sitting around cutting it up? and what, the comedy, the magical comedy that you have now, or the audio clips you have and the movies you have, great, but long form, what would you have? What's missing? What are we leaving for ourselves now?
Well, what would be fascinating with that is how quickly content is consumed. Because like a lot of these guys, if you watch now, this is the fascinating thing with this Don Giller's channel. For instance, he had every appearance of David Letterman on Johnny Carson before David Letterman really made it. And what's fascinating is back then, these people only existed through broadcast TV. They had no idea of YouTube, so they recycle so much within their segments. Like long form would be interesting because they'd run out pretty quickly. I mean, these older comedians.
You would only do the same bit on every show.
Because I watched a Letterman thing. He's on the Tonight Show in 1979, and then later on, there's like a clip of him on the Tonight Show in 1985, and he's recounting some of the same. He's saying the same things as if they happened yesterday. Because what he assumed at the time that the things he said were gone forever, and you could resurrect it at some point. But so a lot of these people, it would be fascinating because they had their bits in their head for the exact time frame they were on TV. So you would probably get more of just them.
What you're saying is that your appearance here is more difficult than David Letterman's appearances.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I know this is archived and really, yeah. I don't want to phone it in for you.
After you're dead and gone.
Yeah.
Your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Or your kids can go back and listen to all of these.
I plan on outliving all of them. Grandkids, great-grandkids.
Once I found out I was going to be a dad, I became terrified of all the stupid things that I've said on this show.
Yeah, you have a digital footprint that I don't have.
Yes, you do. You have your YouTube videos.
Yeah, but I mean prior to my kids being born and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Like going back.
Yeah, but see,
because you're what? You're 17, 21? What are you?
I'm 17.
23.
Good God, man.
Good as 23.
Yeah, and you're lucky. You're doing it right. 23. You're having a kid. Yeah. You're in good shape. You're young. Because I'm 36.
Feels kind of doughy. Feel this.
Does he
Brim, grab this.
Nothing really
just
there.
Feels a little doughy.
It's all doughy and soft.
You got more going on than I do. So you're in good shape. And when you're my age, you'll have functioning kids that can do chores and stuff. And so you're doing it right. There really needs to be more advocacy for young people having kids.
Ever since I was like in
Not too young.
late high school.
Teen Pregnancy by Mark.
And I started thinking...
Just had to slip that in. I'm saying 21 and up. Yeah.
Whenever I was in late high school and I started thinking about my future, I started looking at my parents and versus the parents of some of my friends around me, which my parents were...
This is going to turn on me really quickly.
They were
36 and haven't started my family yet.
My parents were 22 whenever they had me, and I thought...
Yeah, your parents they're good-looking people.
They're
his mom is hot.
She is very attractive.
Yeah.
I've been
my wife thought that she was your wife.
That's funny because I thought your mom was your wife.
So anyway, I looked at them versus my friend's parents, and my parents are just now 47, and both of their kids are out of the house, and they are basically just back to living like most people live, in their early 20s, right?
Oh yeah,
they're having a lot of fun, and I think
they're having a lot.
And I thought I was like, that's the way to do it.
Yeah,
get it all out of the way.
Yeah. It is. It really is.
So
when I'm 47, I'll have a 17-year-old, and
then what happened was I got to the age of 22, and I was married, and I thought, wow,
it's here already.
I better wait a little minute.
No, you're doing it right.
I mean, you do owe me some money, Dakota.
Yeah.
There was a bet.
You're not getting
in the formative years of the show,
unless one of the Patreon members buys my truck.
There was a formative episode of the show, maybe episode 7 or 8, whatever Bones Hardcore was on, and I think it's the bees episode.
It's a long time ago,
and it was poolside, and Dakota swore up and down it was going to be 8 years or more.
8 years or more.
Well, at that time, they had a kid. See, my wife.
This was 2 years ago.
She was planning on going to medical school at that time.
Oh,
so
evil medical school.
Yeah, but then that changed. So
Doctor,
she got a job. Yeah, she was just.
Then she got knocked up.
Did a smart thing. And now she's knocked up.
I think you did it right though. Your kids, when you're my age, your kids can be mowing the yard and stuff. Me, I have 2 young kids still in booster seats, car seats. We're going on road trips. I'm tired because I'm getting old. I'm losing my hair. And then this man here, who's my age, still hasn't even started that yet. Oh, yeah, you're going to feel like shit.
No, what's going to happen is I'm just going to just have my kids be friends with Dakota's kids. And
There you go.
they'll just
You're
run
going to
with
be old dad. You're going to be old dad who's like, your kid, come, you want to play with us, Dad? Nah.
that. Not really. No, that's fine. You do what you want. That's cool. Sarah.
No,
it's fine.
but it's magical and shit like that. You have these moments where you're truly...
Did you have a Groupon for the birth and delivery?
You're true. Well, I will tell you this. You have these moments where I went to take my boys. My wife and I took the boys to the Toy Story movie. First time we went as a whole family to a movie. And my
Is
kid
this
is
Toy Story 3, Toy Story 4? What are we talking
4.
about?
This is the
Just now.
Just now. This was a month or two ago. And my 6-year-old said he's starting to get to that age where he's really starting. He said after the movie, he said, I have an idea. I said, what's that? He said, what if instead of the movie, what if on the big screen all they show you is a bunch of seats that are in a movie theater with people in them, and they're looking back at you, but they don't say anything, and you're looking at them, and then they start laughing, and then after a while you wonder if they're laughing at you, and maybe you start to think you're the movie.
That's
deep.
Is this kid going to
That's
go
deep.
write Inception
I
next?
mean, I just think, wow.
You are raising the next Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And then he even I think he wants to go into the entertainment industry. Then he had another idea.
Does he want a podcast?
He said a TV show. This was his idea for a TV show. He had this about a month or so later. He said, I have an idea for a TV show. I said, what's that? He said, we'll call it The End. So what happens at the end? He said, it's nothing. It's the end.
Oh, it's
I
Seinfeld.
I said, that sounds boring. He said, you turn it on. I said, what happens? You turn on the TV? He said, and then it's the end. I said, well, who's going to watch it? He said, when you watch a show, what do you watch? I said, I watched the whole show. He said, do you watch the end? Ooh. Yeah. So, yeah, you start to get
He's
these
got you
moments.
there.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win America's Got Talent with that idea.
Yeah, I don't know. This could be big. I mean, people have short attention spans now.
It's true.
Do you have one smart kid and one dumb kid? Do you feel like you have a
Be careful. They'll go back and listen.
I have 2 smart kids, but I have one that is fiercely competitive, and I have one that does not give a shit. He's smart, but he doesn't care. He don't want to impress you.
not in it for you?
He's not in it. He's very smart, but he's like, I don't. Like, if you ask him something, he's like, do you know whatever? And he says, yes, I do. Could you? No. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, that it
Sounds
does
kind of like another guy I know.
Yeah?
You.
We use names around here. All right, so you're
I didn't want to say
gonna
anything,
you're
Mark.
gonna contact David Letterman. And,
I think it would be great to try to get a hold of David Letterman and say, I don't want to talk about your history in the entertainment business. I don't want to talk about the Tonight Show. I don't want to talk about Late Show, Late Night. I don't want to talk about any of that stuff. I don't want to talk about your Netflix show. I just want to talk about your red truck. That's all I want to talk about is your red truck.
That's the only thing. It's a very narrow scope.
Just a video with David Letterman talking about his red truck.
Just driving around Richmond, Indiana, or Muncie, or
Wherever.
Indiana. Will
I
you
don't
fly?
even-
Will you go to New York? I mean, or how far will you go for this dream?
I don't know where the truck is.
It's got to be in New York, right?
You think
Connecticut?
New-
I think he lives in Connecticut.
He also lives in Montana.
Yeah, he has multiple homes.
Yeah.
I bet
If it's in New York,
I bet it's in Montana.
I would drive to New York in my square body. Why not? And then Dave and I
3 weeks later, when you
and
arrive,
then 3 weeks later, yeah. But it was a brief idea. But I don't know if anyone out there can call. If anyone can just call Dave for me, say, "Hey, Dave, this is." I think Farmer Brad knows him.
Farmer Brad does.
I think he might. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey. For all
Would
your-
you watch a video though if it's David
Absolutely.
Letterman just talking about his truck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I would be your grip. I would be at the show.
You come along.
I
You
would
could
be
do
there.
the podcast there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, we would.
I watch so many YouTube videos about things that I don't do and I will never do, but I find them interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that stuff.
So a red truck. David Letterman. Another YouTube channel, Flying Sparks Garage. This is a model who rebuilds cars.
Now, I have seen her videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is she talented?
Well, here's what gets me is it's her and her husband rebuilding cars together, and they flawlessly do like frame-off restorations. Like my wife and I get in a fight if we try to make fish sticks together. And then this is a couple that's doing frame-off restorations, and they're laughing and stuff. And I'm like, what married couple could do a frame-off restoration and totally get along with each other.
I also love to watch car detailing videos.
Yeah, that is terrible. I could watch a time lapse of somebody doing a car detail. I couldn't just sit there and watch the car detail video.
Yeah, I think I
Well,
could.
that's what they are.
Is it like an ASMR kind of thing? Do you just listen to them scrub?
My favorite ones are they're sped up
polishing,
and no one's talking. They're not talking to the camera. It's just they have like some type of a GoPro or a camera mounted inside of the vehicle, and it's just
and that's it.
A sped up version of them just detailing the inside of the car or washing the outside. And it's like,
do you watch
Some of them are
regular
really cool.
car reviews?
No.
I recommend this. Regular car reviews is just a guy that just does the stream of consciousness review of a car, and it's nonsense basically. He once said, this one I remember, he was doing a 1980 Dodge, I don't know, Dart, a Dodge, a St. Regis. It was something like, and he said, this car is a Merv Griffin special that runs on 87 hooker spit. I don't even know what that means, but that's a beautiful
That's a
line.
good
He
line.
had it ready
Yeah.
to go. All right, we have some local news we need to work in real quick because we're coming up on the 1 hour mark. We haven't talked about a damn thing. We drove by the Castle Theater in the video with Mark Brim.
The for sale sign was taken down.
The for sale sign is gone.
This is a
Allegedly,
good sign.
it's pending. There was a big blow up at the city council meeting this week in Newcastle. Between the mayor and Councilman Peckinpah. Councilman Peckinpah did the banging on the table. I just want the truth, and I think the mayor came back and said you can't handle the truth. But the city is not.
The mayor said, listen, there's this Dakota Davis guy from Boss Hog Liberty has already called me a liar. I don't need Rex Peckinpah calling me one too.
So the city is not the one buying it. We've heard reports that it's not Newcastle Main Street, so we believe, we are not reporting, but we are getting whispers that it's a local business person that has purchased it, which is the thing I was advocating for 3 or 4 weeks ago, saying that the city doesn't need to get in this. We've short-circuited the whole thing, and we need to let the market buy it.
I think maybe we
sounds like it
caused that.
may have gone.
I think that the local business person was watching our show and went, those guys are right. I need to buy it.
So,
Do you know, although you're not disclosing, but you know who this is?
No.
You don't know
I
who
don't
it
know.
is,
I don't have any official information,
but you have an idea.
I have.
I've
heard a rumor that I am not willing to. I haven't sourced it myself, so I am not reporting.
Will this come as a great shock to the community once this owner is disclosed? Should it be who you think it could be?
I don't think it'll. I don't think it moves the needle. It's not. It's not a scandalous name. It's not a.
Is it the same person who owns the Highway Dairy barn down here?
I don't know who owns the highway. We'll say yes. Sure.
Wow.
It's-
Well,
it's gonna-
congratulations to them.
Yeah.
I look forward to that.
What do you? We have a movie theater down here. You're from out of town.
Yeah.
What would make you want to come back and go to that building? In that building, you'd come from Richmond.
Yeah.
Say, what would you come for an old movie theater? Would you come for a bar? Would you come for what would they have to have in there that we would say, I'm going to get off my ass and bring my family and we're going to come to Newcastle?
Oh, well, it would have to be something where Winchester has something where I think it's somehow kid friendly, like you can have birthday parties or something there. It's something where it's very, I don't know what it is, but
We used to have a bounce house here in town. Did you come to that?
No.
For kids' birthday parties?
Big bounce.
So that wouldn't move the needle for you.
no, but if it was something unique, something where maybe something
I
where
have
you could bring the
been-
family,
What
something
if
where
it
if
was-
they showed Goonies and it was kid friendly to go.
What if it
Boom.
was a theater where all of the people were on the stage looking back at you?
Now that I would go to, and it just fast forwards straight to the end. I would go to that.
I've been
That would do it.
advocating for a brewery with the original stage and about half of the slanted floor with the seats that plays live music.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, how long has this theater been out of commission?
About a year.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
And it was a fully functioning theater.
But they
Yes.
had a water main break underneath it.
It did flood. It's being
And
remediated.
there's like
We're told
3
that that's
Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of water or something. It was
Really?
astronomical.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a basement
But
and
it's
water
being
was flowing
repaired.
out into the street. So the basement was full.
The current owner's insurance is taking care of that.
nice. And is this a great loss to the? I'm expressing my ignorance here. Is this a great loss to the community? They want their theater back. They feel the void,
Listen,
or it was on its last legs.
gone
anyway?
through different people have leased the building multiple times.
Chase Payton and
this-
I went and watched a movie last year in the last months of the theater.
You knew this was the last.
We knew it was not looking good. And we went and watched the Star Wars, as Chase and I have done for the last 3 years. We watched the last 3 Star Wars movies together on little mandates. And it was us and 4 other individuals in the theater. It wasn't exactly killing it.
It's a very nostalgic building for the community, but as a movie theater,
it's more of a museum.
We didn't support it.
I went.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the community as a whole.
Yes, there were 6 people
support
there.
It.
So yeah, that's happened. We had in July we did or maybe it was June. We did the rural broadband episode. We were waiting patiently to find out if big government Indiana was going to award any of the applications in Henry County. They did not. Wayne County did get one with
really?
New Lisbon Telephone, New Lisbon Broadband. One of their applications went through, but none of the Henry County projects. So I think there were 3 or 4 that we have to go back. You'd have to go back and listen to that episode, but 3 or 4 of those applications were in there, and none of the Henry counties got approved. So the state spent $100 million on broadband, and unfortunately, Henry County struck out.
There were 4 of them, and 2 of the projects were the exact same area, but from different companies.
Yes.
And then the other piece of breaking news is that our good friend Betsy Mills from Middletown, Indiana, who ran for county council last year as a Republican in the primary, lost, unfortunately. Well, I'm not going to say unfortunately.
She lost in District 3 in the primary to Peg Steffendale, who was elected.
I was going to say unfortunately, but Clay said that Peggy is doing great. So, not unfortunately. But she has announced her candidacy to run as an at-large member of the county council.
So she's running in the 2020 May primary, but she has also declared her candidacy to replace Mike Thalls, as he's expected to finish up here in a couple months in December. So there's an open spot, and if she's a candidate that's announced, maybe she's the leader in the clubhouse to get appointed to that by the Elephant Committee, possibly.
So that would be nice. We like Betsy. She's a good friend. She bought us our live on-air set.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Big friend of the show.
Nice.
Poet is idling some plants. Poet is a big ethanol group. So we've seen all this different agriculture stuff going on. But I think Crawfordsville, Indiana, or Cloverdale, somewhere west of here, but it's in the food chain. The EPA is having some fights or issues in the. What the hell just happened, Mark Brim? There's been a fire in the studio.
Did you fart?
I was just
He
rubbing
flinched.
I was rubbing this, and
Watching the replay on the.
Did you light it with your fingers?
On the screen right now.
I didn't want the whole bug. Sorry, I didn't
That
mean
was
to interrupt
dangerous.
you.
Are you okay?
I had it bent this way, and I was just moving it along, but I didn't realize I was touching it anyway. So
Are you
all good?
Are you new at smoking? Do you need a teenager to teach you how to do this?
I would like it if someone taught me how to smoke. That would be great.
It just came rolling across the screen. Dakota's got a new fidget spinner now. It's going to be burn himself. It's going to be burn himself.
You just bend it, and then you can then it happens way too quickly.
And you're trying to look like somebody. Who you're trying to be?
I said earlier,
Cujo.
if you bend it and then flick it like that, you look like Kojak. That's how Kojak would light his cigarettes.
Blow it out. We're learning so much.
So Poet, sorry.
And yeah, so anyway,
much apologies.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Farmers got one more challenge ahead of them there, and we are promised that our boy Chase is coming back next week. Chase has got a personal problem. He can't quit anything except for this show.
Really?
Apparently,
So what is he doing right now?
I thought you were talking about the incontinence.
No, we're gonna. That's Patreon.
Oh,
Chase had a job in McCordsville, making something, light manufacturing, and he said, "I want a job closer to home," so he got hired at Boar's Head, second shift, midnights or whatever, and he had the big plan of, "I'm going to work both jobs for a little while because I'm crazy," and then he went to quit the McCordsville job, and the boss cried a little bit. And he said, "No, I'll just keep killing myself and working both jobs." And that's gone on for about 3 months now.
So he's a whore for the coin.
Yes. I just don't think he knows how to quit. And now Chase has, about 3 weeks ago, he said, "Guys, I'm moving back to days. I'm set. I've got this new gig. I'm going to be an electrician." And now I'm pretty sure Chase has 3 jobs, and he hasn't quit any of them.
Oh, my God.
I don't know when he's sleeping, but he promises that tonight was the last night that he was going to be working at the old chicken factory.
he started his orientation at Gaylor, or Brisket Electric, on Wednesday.
He's a
And
scab.
He hasn't quit his job yet.
You've been protesting because he's a scab.
He's a rat. A
rat.
Scab is different than a rat. Yeah.
Okay, a scab would be the replacement.
Yeah.
A rat would be one that never joined. Doesn't have
Correct.
the card.
Yep.
Yeah. And you are a blue-collar
I'm a union man.
IBEW,
Yes.
Journeyman
local
to be.
1393
not $4.99.
or
Or
$8.55.
$4.91, $8.91.
No, it's 481.
My grandfather was in the IBEW.
481 is Indianapolis.
Yeah. Yeah. They spend
I'm
a lot
in-
of money on commercials.
I'm in
You're in the
Indianapolis, but I'm out of Indianapolis, but I am the outside.
Yeah, outside the Beltway.
I'm outside as in outdoors.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's the outside union. 481.
You guys-
is the inside
Does your
wireman.
logo have a little jacket on it? Like a little coat?
Same logo. Same logo.
All right. So our boy Chase isn't here. We expected him tonight, but we understand. He promises he'll be back next week. I had a little thing in the show notes for the Eagles have a kicker. You're not in it, but Chase, myself, Chris Guffey, my father-in-law, we've got a fantasy football draft coming up. Big money league that Chase is the commissioner of on Sunday night, and his Bears have no kicker. He's worried about Cody Parkey. Some soccer player
What about
showed
that
up at
soccer player lady?
showed up at Eagles camp and kicked a 55-yard field goal. No rush against her, but kicked it straight through the extra point goals. So very impressive. Crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking this might be the first woman to ever play in the NFL.
That'd be pretty
And
cool.
this is where
Are there
we go, hey,
specific
Chase.
rules against it?
No, I mean women run in the racing world. I don't think you have any issues.
They have that league where they play in their underwear.
Yeah, I think
What?
they'd probably make her wear a jersey.
I wasn't aware of this.
And if is it Guffey? Guffey's the one that's always telling us about the professional Columbus football team that plays in
Knightstown.
in Knightstown. So, all right, final thoughts.
Let's do final thoughts so
We're
that
at
we
that
can go
point.
to
So
Weenie World.
Mark has a story for us.
I do.
You do. This is about your truck. This is
that.
the story we forgot earlier, and I have no idea what's coming. So, Mother and Libby, my mother-in-law, and Susan Bell, if you're watching, I apologize for what's about to happen. I don't know. I'm just worried.
I want to apologize to Susan Bell. I was making fun of the Hagerstown Town Court and Smorgasbord last time I was here. And that is in no way a reflection of her. My main grievance was with the Greens Fork Police Department and Boy Scouts. I think they're one and the same.
That wasn't the story.
Okay.
You got pulled over by a weeblo with a whistle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, this was just an awkward moment that I had. We had some ice cream at home, and I was very excited because I usually the kids eat the ice cream before I get to it. And I had a sweet tooth, and I really wanted it to be perfect. I wanted this to be a perfect thing. It was I picked the ice cream, and it was chocolate chip cookie dough. I
love cookie dough ice cream.
Oh my god! I was so excited.
Wow,
about
that was
yeah.
that was deep.
Now
I'm
I-
not
and
part of
aggressive.
your workout club.
Now I
I
really-
lay right into that
I
ice cream.
really want Weenie World
Yeah.
now.
And so I thought, and so the kids were in bed, and so I thought this doesn't happen that often where the kids are in bed, the ice cream. I pulled up a show on Netflix, and I'm like, I'm gonna chill. I don't really just chill that often. I'm just gonna chill. And I thought, what would make this even better is chocolate shell. Do you know the chocolate shell? You put it on your ice cream, it gets hard.
Yeah.
And you get this hard chocolate shell on your ice cream. I thought I was getting greedy. I wanted it to be that much better. And my show was ready. The ice cream was dished up, and the Needler's grocery store is just down the street from me.
So you had the ice cream in the bowl,
The ice cream was in the bowl.
on the counter.
And so I thought, well, just eat the ice cream. No, by God, I work hard. I want this to be perfect. So I ran out to the truck as fast as I could. I put on, I just put on a pair of shoes. I put my jeans on over my pajama pants because I was already in my cozy clothes. I just wanted to go straight there, quick as possible. I go to the Needlers. I get the chocolate shell. I pay for the chocolate shell. I get in the truck, and I'm going home. And here's the thing with the chocolate shell: it's kind of congealed in the bottle. You got to prepare
You
this.
have to microwave it, right? You have to get it ready.
You have to get
heat
it
it.
ready. You got to shake it really well.
Okay.
So I'm driving home. I got the chocolate shell in my hand. And I'm like, I got to get this ready to pour the moment I get home. So I start
You gotta
shaking.
go- you go
I
shake
start
weight.
shaking. I start shaking, and I'm shaking, and I'm shaking that. and I'm at a red light, and I'm stopped. It's warm that night. Windows are down in the truck, and all of a sudden a Jeep pulls up next to me at the stoplight, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm just shaking my chocolate shell, and I hear these people laughing. And so I'm like, I wonder what this, and I look over and they're looking at me and they're laughing. And I thought, what? And I think, what is going on? And I'm shaking it the whole time. I'm kind of looking at them while I'm shaking. I'm like, what are they laughing about? And then they're not laughing anymore because I'm looking at them and I'm like, what is going on? Why are they laughing so hard? And shake. and so then they pull off and I'm like, that's weird. And then I turn the corner and I'm shake. I'm like, oh, I think they thought I was not. I don't think they knew I was shaking chocolate shell vigorously.
I was just
at
in
the
your
stoplight.
truck. I was just in your truck, and the door panels.
The
do
door
come up
is up
quite
to
high.
very high.
Can't really see. We were at an even, and I was in the chocolate shell is kind of down a little bit because I'm just trying to get it going. So then I felt kind of weird about it after that, and that's just been plaguing me lately.
How long ago was this?
Oh, I don't know, just not too long ago.
The grunts are making that go.
It was I'm just thinking that's my excited grunt for the.
That was the first
I'm
story
reliving
that
that.
he told me.
I'm reliving that.
As before the show.
Yeah, and so
And I said,
that's just
"Why are
been-
you telling me this now?"
That's just
This
been
ne-
it's
this
been
needs to
plaguing
wait."
me lately because I just wish had I really been present at the time, not just thinking about the delicious hard shell on my ice cream cone, I would have then held it up and said, "I'm shaking some chocolate shell up."
This reminds me of the early days of the show when Dakota and I would look each other in his kitchen downstairs before at the old studio and just not want to talk to each other because we wanted to save everything for the show.
Oh yeah,
We would
Oh, yeah.
not. We wouldn't share a damn story. We'd just keep it quiet.
Keep it quiet.
We were
Not share
so
a thing.
terrified of all the good stuff being gone. At least I was. Dakota probably didn't care, but I was extremely worried.
Yep.
It's before we could just show up and do an hour and a half with nothing. All right, Dakota. Final thoughts.
My final thoughts. Man, I had
He's
something.
got nothing.
I had something, but I didn't write it down.
Oh,
That's always a mistake.
Yeah.
Whenever you decide to trust your memory.
Go back to Rogan. They talked about how you have an idea, and you have to write it down. He said
Yeah.
sometimes he runs out of the family dinner
Yeah.
with his wife, and he's like, I have an idea. I'm not being mad. I'm not just running to my phone, but I have an idea. I got to go. Or it's gone forever, and you'll never get it back. This is that moment for you. I hope you've learned your lesson, Dakota.
I have.
Shameful. You failed the audience.
I missed it.
Failed the audience. All right. Well, I just want to use my final thoughts real quick to congratulate our boy Joey Molinaro. He has a video he shared. You can check out his Facebook page. Joey's been on the show before, Espresso Radio, but he's at 1070 The Fan, the digital producer over there. There's a video of him that's in 3 days has got 26,000 views already. He's killing it. It's the
I know what one you're talking about.
the prayer to Peyton Manning. So check that out. It's about a minute long, minute and a half long. I think it's only a minute, and it's it's like in the style of Our Father, but for Peyton. So did you figure it out? You know anything?
Nope.
All right. You got this. I'm going to walk
got
over
it.
here.
Okay.
You sign us off. I'm gonna push this button. You sign us off, or let Mark sign us off. You decide.
Mark,
but I'm
will you
walking
sign
away.
us off with your old radio voice?
with my old radio voice.
Yeah.
What do you normally say at the end?
We just say, it was fun. We'll see you later, folks. That's all, folks.
You say that's all, folks. I want to thank everyone for their time tonight. I don't really have my radio voice. I'm not feeling it. First, I would just like for all of us to really just sit and contemplate what just occurred, and I want to thank everyone for their time. I want to thank Jeremiah. I'm the only one sitting here right now. This is the power that I feel is second to.
I found myself a microphone, so I am over at the producer's desk. I have never sat
Yeah.
here before in my life.
Wow, you look like a natural.
I don't know what to do with any of these buttons.
Jamie, can you pull up that information for me?
Do you want a Doug Flutie video on YouTube? Because that's over here.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
I think it might be Tom Brokaw. There's a video. There's an audio. I don't know anything.
Yeah, you should look up and play the end of the show song. Is what you should do.
What is the end of the show song?
That's Conan O'Brien. He sings this. It's the end of the show song. Yeah.
I love me some Coco.
Coco.
Real quick shout out. Have you been listening to the Conan O'Brien
Conan
podcast?
O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Yes. So he's got a new series on. They're kind of in between seasons, and he's with Dana Carvey. It's a 6-part miniseries.
Oh, really?
And they basically just do bits. And Dana Carvey is the first one is they each are a Beatle. Fantastic.
Really?
It's Paul
I need to look this up.
telling John in The Dead what's happening now in America. And he has to try to explain social media to him.
Oh, I'll have to look that
and
up.
the orange man that's president.
Last one I looked at was, I believe, his interview with Andy Richter, which was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he was promoting Andy's show. I've tried to get into Andy's thing, but I just, I can't do it yet. Here we go. Ready? Clicking. I don't know how Dakota did this. How did you turn the music on, Dakota? With the button on the laptop. That's the...
I had to stim myself.
This is the end of the show song.
Yeah. He starts singing at the second part of it. Once the cameras are on.
It's the end of Matt Weinberg.
The end of the show song, the part that's never on TV. I'm just wasting the studio audience's time now. Everybody wants to leave and go get a drink, but they can't, because I'm singing a song that goes on and on.
We'll see y'all next Thursday.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Hog of Liberty, which is part of the We Are Libertarians Network. I am Chris Spangle, and I am the founder of this network, and I invite you to listen to all of our shows, which you can find at WeAreLibertarians.com or by searching for these in your podcatcher. The flagship show is the We Are Libertarians podcast, where we apply libertarian principles to current events. The Brian Nichols Show is a conversation amongst Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, Independents, as they talk about what is happening in the news. And we have many other podcasts like The Chris Spangle Show, Upward, The Cost, Raw Audio Politics, Miranda's World, and Tad Talk, which is quite a ride. So check all of these out. Go to WeAreLibertarians.com and you can check out all of our great podcasts. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the We Are Libertarians Network. Get our other shows at WeAreLibertarians.com.